Yeah.
Hey yo, man, it's your time. And fuck poverty. Get this money, man. What the fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you're mad at me just by how your face look.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy Judgmental Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? This Phil back in the house.
And this is Leroy. So what's going on, Phil?
Ain't nothing much. Same old, same old. You know how it is. But before you start, I do want to throw a shout out to my little brother, Chick. Happy birthday, bro.
Oh, my uncle's birthday was yesterday. When was Chick's birthday? Today?
Today.
Oh, yeah. My uncle's birthday was yesterday. So shout out, Chick. I don't know when you want to be on. We've been trying to set up for you to be on, and you ain't coming through. That's
He'll
Philip's.
get on. You just gotta stay on him.
That's Philip's fault, not yours.
Whatever. If you want to blame me, it is what it is.
So, not the NBA episode. The episode before that one, we did a review on Concrete Cowboys. So I tried to get a Concrete Cowboy on here, and he said that one of his friends also did the horse thing, and he always comes by the house. So he said if he comes by the house, we can do a episode with him. So
Okay.
I said, well, look, you're gonna have to schedule this because you can't just say, well, he coming over today. I might have something to do, or Philip might have something to do.
He gonna come over your pops, or he gonna come over your crib?
My father's.
Okay.
So I tried to see if I can set something up for yesterday. I was talking to him on Thursday, and he was like, first he said no, but because he thought it was going to be a video. I said, no, it's not video. It's just your voice. Because he didn't want to be on Facebook, whatever that means. You know how them old people are. Yeah, I don't want to be on that Facebooking mess. So, yeah. So I tried to get it for Saturday, and he said no. And then that's what he told me about the other guy that ride horses. They always comes through.
Yeah, that'd be a cool episode.
So yeah, we might get something. So did you look at the finish watching the James Jordan documentary?
Yeah, I watched it all.
And what you think?
I don't know. It's fucked up. I think the dude is an idiot, him and his buddy. But I think his friend is more guilty. His friend, and then that I think it was the sheriff's son.
Yes.
That he was selling drugs with or whatever. I think them two is the ones that did it. But he shouldn't have ever got himself involved. When you when his lawyer said they wanted to throw the case out, and he had a chance to throw the case out and been free, and he fucking said no. That's what fucked him up.
Mm-hmm. So I only brought that up, since you finished that, I want you to watch this docu series called I Sniper. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's about the DC snipers. Lee Malvo was the kid.
The young bull.
Yeah, he should be in his 20s and 30s now, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's about and he's telling the story like in his what's going on and all that stuff. It's 3 episodes so far, so I want you to watch that one. Sniper.
Text it to my phone because I'll forget.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring that up on here. First, I wanted you to finish looking at the James Jordan documentary. Yeah, I feel like it's a lot in that James Jordan documentary that people don't want to talk about and people left out. This shit that James Jordan was doing, what we talked about.
What the dad was doing. How come Michael Jordan don't want to know who did what or nothing? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. There ain't nowhere in the world that James Jordan should be around that damn seedy motel where they selling drugs and doing all type of shit in there. You in the car asleep.
And the guy changed up his whole story and said James Jordan reached for the gun or something. They got into an argument or something.
Right.
And then he wound up shooting him in self-defense, which sounds like some bullshit.
Right. Well, let me talk about Jeffrey Nichols. 28-year-old of Texas has been charged with 2 counts of capital murder of a peace officer. Two Texas sheriff deputies were fatally shot, and a city employee was wounded when they were called to a home about a dog complaint. And guess what, everybody? He's alive. Here's the report.
Bond is set at $4 million for the suspect charged for murdering 2 West Texas sheriff's deputies and critically injuring a city employee.
The bodies of Concho Sheriff's Department Sergeant Stephen Jones and Deputy Samuel Leonard were brought to the Lubbock County Medical Examiner's office by a procession of law enforcement. The Texas Department of Public Safety says the deputies and a city employee were shot last night after a dog complaint investigation resulted in a chase, a standoff, and a shootout. It happened in Eden, about 45 miles southeast of San Angelo. Fox 4's Macy Jenkins joins us now with more. Macy.
Heather and Steve, very sad story. Now, the town of Eden is just shy of 1,300 residents, so the loss of these 2 deputies is being felt by most of that community.
It's not just a community, this is our family. So when one hurts, we all hurt.
The small West Texas town of Eden, outside of San Angelo, gathered and prayed Tuesday night, mourning the loss of 2 Concho County Sheriff's deputies, Sergeant Stephen Jones and Deputy Samuel Leonard.
We lost 2 really great people in this world, and we're never going to forget that.
Jones and Leonard were killed Monday night after a dog complaint quickly escalated to gunfire.
Over dogs. Small town, but it's crazy.
On Tuesday, the deputies were escorted by law enforcement in a 200-mile procession from Eden, about 90 miles south of Abilene, to the Lubbock County Medical Examiner's office. DPS troopers and Lubbock police officers standing together to honor the fallen deputies. DPS says Leonard, Jones, and a city employee were responding to a dog complaint around 8:40 Monday night. Neighbors say the dogs had been an issue in the past.
They like to chase people and bite people.
While the deputies were attempting to make contact with a person at the home, a fight broke out. That's when investigators say 28-year-old Jeffrey Nicholas pulled out a gun.
All I heard was, Jeff, put it down, Jeff, put it down. And pow, pow, pow.
Leonard and Jones were shot and killed. The city employee was shot in the stomach and taken to a hospital in San Angelo, about 45 minutes away. After a brief standoff, Nicholas was arrested and charged with 2 counts of capital murder of a peace officer. He was previously convicted for misdemeanor charges of drug possession and terroristic threat.
We want to ask that we please keep the families of those involved, the Concho County Sheriff's Office, and the citizens of Eden in your thoughts and prayers as they deal with this extremely difficult time.
Dallas, Fort Worth, and Frisco police departments, among several agencies across the state, sharing their condolences to the family of the fallen deputies. Governor Greg Abbott echoed their sentiment, adding, "This terrible loss is a solemn reminder of the risks our brave law enforcement officers face while protecting our communities." And Nicholas is behind bars at the Tom Green County Jail in San Angelo. Again, that's for 2 counts of capital murder. Now, funeral services for Leonard are planned for Monday afternoon just south of Lubbock. Services for Jones are still pending.
Well, life is great when you can kill 2 cops and wound the thing was that it was complaints over his dog. He was like the type that leave his dogs out, and a dog was running around biting and attacking people. So I guess people complained, and the cops and the animal control person had went over his house, and I guess they got in an argument, and he shot 3 of them, killed the 2 cops and wounded the dog person.
So he gets all that. Put it down, Jeffrey. Put it down, Jeffrey.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they need to stop calling them peace officers, because they ain't been peace officers for a long time.
Uh-huh. So we talked about our girl Patrice Cullors of the Black Lives Matter leader, co-founder, leader, whatever you want to call her. Well, I got some sad news for you. She stepped down from the.
She got what she needed. Milk that joint for all that bread. Now she cool.
A co-founder of Black Lives Matter announced on Thursday that she is stepping down as executive director of the movement's foundation. She decried that she called a smear campaign from a far-right group, but said either that or ignore recent criticism for other Black organizations influenced her department. Patrice Cullors, who had been at the helm of the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation for nearly 6 years, says she is leaving to focus on other projects, including the upcoming release of her second book and a multi-year TV development deal with Warner Brothers. Her last day with the foundation was this past Friday. Now, our brother Jason Woodlock on Twitter wrote, so Patrice Cullors is cashing out a BLM with 4 luxury homes, a book deal, and a production deal with Warner Brothers. Not a bad haul off the deaths of Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, and others. Her and her wife can now continue their work on LGBTQ issues with their finances secure. He said the same shit that we said. We put it like that, though. Propping it off a black man's death, and she got a house where they can land planes and shit in front of it. So it ain't like that. I would quit too.
Yeah, right? Before the heat come down, you good.
Exactly. Why be a focus of the organization and dealing with people shitting, and you got a house paid for that got a landing strip, a plane landing strip, not a parking garage, everybody, a damn plane landing strip in front of her damn door. I'd be like, look, I'm quit. The hell? Why would I be bothered with that? So here on a Judgmental Podcast, we always talk about our young entrepreneurs, our young black entrepreneurs. So let me tell you what my 2 favorite girls, Shamika Morrell and Nicola Brown, 2 Metro Detroit rappers charged with stealing over $5 million from IRS. Here's the video.
They posed as rap stars, raking in millions. But the feds say all the money they really made came from filing dozens and dozens of fraudulent tax returns. The female rap duo called themselves Deuces Wild, and they're accused of netting $5 million from fake tax returns.
They say the money went to buy a fleet of luxury cars and a whole lot more. Let's get to Sean Lay. He's live tonight. And Sean, court documents claim this went on for years.
Years of living absolutely large, you're right, Karen, until the IRS finally caught on. But get this, you mentioned that the IRS already sent them $5 million allegedly in these alleged fake tax returns. 10 million more from the IRS was in the pipeline headed towards them until they caught on. Deuces Wild is their name. The feds say a major league IRS scam is their game. A Southfield rap duo. One woman named Samira Merrill, a.k.a. Samira Anderson, Samira Pickett, Creme, Lauren Boyd. Another woman named Noelle Brown, also known as Nikki Brown. The IRS says the 2 filed electronically by mail from Michigan and from Georgia. They made up companies called Lucid Communication Trust, which got a tax return of $57,000. Another company, For Weaves Only, which got a $31,000 tax return. An informant brought in on the scheme let investigators listen to a call where they say the 2 spelled it all out. The 2 allegedly stole people's identities and filed tax return after tax return and for fake businesses. If the informant wanted in, they'd be paid $15,000. It worked and worked for a long time. Some refund checks were sent for more than $876,000, another for $299,000. Finally, the IRS caught on. Big part of the evidence the feds are presenting now in court is that IRS investigators, they say they watched Merrill deposit hundreds of thousands of dollars time and time again at local banks, and they were watching on bank security cameras. Now, she's also been released despite prosecutors making the argument that she and her rap duo traveled the world, they say, on this tax money. Noelle Brown, the other suspect here, she's not appeared in federal court yet, guys, and maybe an indicator that she's not been arrested yet. Back to you.
Wow, what a story, Sean. What about the money? Everyone always wonders, will the IRS, taxpayers get any of those millions back?
All depends on how much is left in the accounts. The feds froze the accounts, so what's left in there will go back. If it's been spent, it's unlikely the IRS and taxpayers will ever see that money again.
All right, defenders?
Well, let me ask you a question, Phil. Do you believe at love at first sight?
Do I believe in that?
Yes.
No.
Oh, well, I do, because I love at first sight when I saw that news report. Them 2 women, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't hurting nobody. Who they hurting?
I don't understand how you can use people ID and file taxes for, because won't they file their own taxes, or is these dead people, or like, I don't understand that.
or they probably that's probably what the IRS, how the IRS got a little signal alert on that, because people was feeling,
That's
they
what I
could
mean. Like multiple people filing. You have to have like a up to date tax, W-2s to file the taxes.
right. They could have somebody else they could have had those stolen social security numbers. And when a person filed theirs out, that got flagged, and my identity theft and all that. So maybe that's probably why that the IRS got alerted to it.
They
But
probably filed them before the original people filed them.
I love those two ladies, and I'm a big fan of Deuces as a rap group. Deuces.
Why don't you go to jail and visit them? Write them a letter or something.
Oh yeah, they ain't do nothing wrong. They ain't hurt anybody. Let them women go.
They stupid though, because it's always us that splurge and gotta get so fancy. Now they got all these cars and stuff like that, when they could have been stacking that money and hiding in different places, just in case when the curtain raises up, you know what I mean? At least you got something once you get out of jail.
Right. So this YouTuber, Meatorical and Reviews, I had this on his community page. The community page on YouTube is like a kind of like a message board where people can ask you questions and you can answer it. So he posted this tweet from Kate Goes Boom. I think her real name is Kate Morales. She writes on June the 28th, 2017. She writes, told my 3-year-old we needed to pick up dinner for her dad. And she said, Daddy's a grown man. He can cook his own food. My work here is done. So, number one, well, I got to ask you, what's the problem? So it's a problem now that you can't make a man's food, her husband. I assume it's her husband. They live together or whatever. So she can't make his food. That's an issue.
Hey, that's some ghetto bullshit right there. That's what that is. And that's why a lot of these females is in that position right there. You know what I mean? There's no way a 3-year-old should be talking like that. And there's no way for a mom to be posting something like that online. Like, she proud of her 3-year-old to say that.
Right. And so she said, and spoiler alert, we both work because it's 20 goddamn 17. So she's trying to say that, well, what was you doing? Or something like that. So now she can say that, I work.
Whoopie do.
So I'm gonna go through some of these tweets on here, just a little bit of them. So this brother here, because of course it has to be a man on there. Got to be a Captain Save 'em.
Caping for the girls.
Yeah. Bro, I still don't get why people are so hurt over this. Like, no one is entitled to have someone else, quote unquote, take care of them. And she's 3. Well, my thing is, if you're cooking for somebody, is that like really taking care of them?
That's crazy for me to think that people had those mindsets. And is that her baby father? Or is that her husband?
She just said daddy. I assume they live together, so let's just call it her husband.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I don't know. Even with my wife cooks, and even when she was working, she cooked. And I would never like. That's crazy for the 3-year-old to say something like that. Yeah, for her to like post it online like she proud, talking about her work is done.
Well, another guy wrote. This is another brother. It's all fun and games till daddy throws mom and little feminists out on the street. Let me see some more. So the lady, she comes back and says, well, let me say, this lady replied to her and said, these comments are vicious. You taught her well, LOL. Of course, that's a sister. Oh, by the way, this Kate Morales, she's white looking. She could be Latino. I don't know. So she replies, dude, I was proud when she said it because that's hilarious. But after seeing how angry it's making men, like, you little genius never stop. So she saw how the men was upset at this, and she just loved every minute of it.
And the attention, they don't care. Negative or positive, as long as there's attention.
So somebody, there's no picture, so but I'm assuming it's a man. They go, I guess she can mow the lawn now, right? And she replied, I don't see why not. So what makes you think that there's a man in the house, and I'm assuming he's able-bodied, going to let his daughter cut grass? That don't make any sense.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Uh,
And she's only doing that for likes and just to be something to be talked about.
some lady replies, my sister and I were like this when my dad would ask for a glass of water. You know, she'll never be bossed around by a man. So your father done took care of you, made sure you go to school, made sure you had clothes to go to school or whatever. He asked you for a glass of water and you can't give it to him. Now, as a young person, I can understand you thinking like, well, why can't he get it himself and all that stuff? But this is an older lady now. She should already know better than this. So the lady Kate replies, I'm just waiting for her to flash a raised eyebrow with a your legs broken question mark. We down the feminist rabbit hole, ladies and gentlemen. Some guy replied, shout out to Chris. With an attitude like that, I'm willing to bet your husband prays for you to get lost on your way home.
She ain't got no husband. That's her boyfriend.
So brother replied, wait until she grows up and gets dick. She'll change her tune. Some lady. I'm not gonna read them all, by the way. I'm skipping the ones I'm only reading the ones that I think is funny and stupid that people will actually have this thought process. This lady replies, if the dad works, then I'm sure you're more than capable of making him some dinner. It's not that hard. Thank you. And a sister replied to that message with, this post went way over your head. She never said that she was incapable of making him some dinner. Like, you ain't just see the point that the girl just said?
Her work is done. Shows that she agreed right along with the little girl.
Right. Yeah, that's about it. It's a lot in here. I'm not going to read everything. It's too much feminist. We getting ourselves in a feminist trap here. I just like how the men are replying to her. Well, some lady, some sister said she's a smart kid. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it with that one.
That's crazy that a 3-year-old, like my daughter, would never think to talk like that, and she's 3.
So, another show I want you to watch. Have you ever watched Ragnarok?
What is it called?
Ragnarok.
The Thor movie?
Yeah, like Thor Ragnarok, but it's a TV show. Have you watched it?
No, not the TV show. Is that a Marvel TV show?
No, but it's about Thor though. But it's like think about like Flash, Flash and Green Arrow, like like that teenage type of TV show.
Yeah,
but it's better than this. Is it
a new show?
This is the second season. So the first season was in I don't think they skipped. I guess the first season was in 2020. But first, my mom had told me to watch it because she was like, well, I want you to just see it. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. Well, it's about Thor and everything. And low key, they change a lot of things around. And it's Thor is
his story. You change his story.
Yeah, it's in current times. He's not on his in his world or anything.
Okay.
And they had moved into a new neighborhood. It's a subtitle. That's the only thing. But it's kind of, if you think about like the Flash and Green Arrow, but it's better than that though. I'm not even gonna give it away. I just want you to see it because number one, I know you ain't gonna like it, and I want you.
Well, Thor is like one of my favorite superheroes.
That's why I say you ain't gonna like it. And it's a subtitle too. I want you to just watch the first episode and tell us what you think about it next time.
Okay, I'll check it out. I just gotta remember because if I don't remember, I forget. This so like you said, there's so much stuff on the TV now.
Yeah. And oh, you didn't watch Black Ink, you said, right?
Shay was watching it, so I seen like parts.
Mm-hmm. So I want to talk about Donna. You know, Donna. I guess Donna will be an alpha female just because how she runs her mouth and want to jump up in everybody's face. I don't consider that alpha female. I consider that she feels as though that she's bigger than everybody, height and weight. That she can
Ain't nothing alpha about her. She just a loudmouth.
But yeah, she's big in her height and weight, and she feels as though she can push people around, like the Toddy girl. That's why she wanted to jump up and fight her because she see that Toddy is smaller than her, so she can get up in her face and be aggressive with her. But I don't see anything alpha about her anyway. And shout out to Alex. Want to give my man. I don't know what the girl wanted my man to do when the guy had said something to her. He had told her, yo, don't talk to her like that. So right. did she want him to go up there and hit him?
Yeah, she did. She's a crazy chick too. But the thing is, when they was cutting up talking about who can do better tattoos, they were just busting, and then the bull was like, "I'll steal your girl" or something like that. It was all part of the busting, John. It wasn't even that serious. And then she made it more serious than what it was by responding the way she responded.
Right. Like, so she wanted my man to go up and hit him. He'll lose his job, and he in Atlanta, so he'll have to pay for his way back. Not to mention that the guy that he's arguing with is from Atlanta. He can get all his people together, and they whoop his ass, and you ain't got nobody there. So why in the world would he just walk up and hit him like that for?
It wasn't even that serious. Like, take it to that level that she's talking about.
And shout out to Alex, who's who's telling him to be a man with a bonnet on, number one, and number two. Donna, we just saw Donna punk him on a plane in front of every damn body. She talked to him like he was a damn child, and he ain't doing anything.
He always getting punked by her, and then wants to sit there and be trying to give somebody advice.
So our NBA, we did our NBA playoff bracket last episode, and so far so good. Leroy's upset specials, we on track. We tied 2-2 with what is it, Trailblazers and the Nuggets at 2-2. We tied 2-2 on there. Lakers, what's the Lakers score is currently, what's the Lakers score?
Lakers down by 12.
Okay, see, they was up by 10 the last time I checked. So this is 2-1, right? So this would be 2-1. So I've told Ryan that there's no way in the world they're gonna let LeBron go in the first round.
It ain't about what they letting. You know what I mean? It's about what they doing.
It's about what they letting.
But I think
Space Jam coming out in the summer.
I think AD got hurt in the first half, so he hasn't been back yet. And they was down by 4. And since AD haven't came back in the second half, they just been getting blown out. Right. But LeBron keep getting these and ones. He got like his third and one, so he's trying to get them back. I think they was down by 18 not too long ago. It's like 12 now.
Oh yeah, what's gonna mess us up is this damn Knicks and Hawks. ATL is leading 3-1. We all picked the Knicks to beat the Hawks. So Dials, my upset special, got the Clippers lead 2-1. They play at 9:00 today. And Nets and Brooklyn 2-1. 2-1 Brooklyn. We all picked Brooklyn for that one.
Look at what's the name, man. Them Bucks, they ain't playing no games. And you know who the link to the Bucks winning and playing so good? Our boy Drew Holiday. My man getting like 18, 10 assists and like 3-4 steals, playing some shutdown defense.
So you saying that the Pelicans should have never got rid of him?
I said the Sixers shouldn't have got rid of him.
But then you wouldn't have Ben Simmons.
Well, if you got an all-star point guard, because when he made the all-star team, we got rid of him the next year.
Yeah.
So you got your all-star point guard that's on an all-defensive team. I'm cool. Even though I like Ben Simmons, I would have been cool with him instead.
So the title of this podcast, we listened to the DMX Adjective album. So what's your thoughts of it?
I only listened to one song. I didn't listen to the whole thing.
Oh man, I done set it up for you, and you just this the whole totally didn't come through. But see, if I start talking,
you didn't set it up for me. You told me that we was going to talk about it, but I only heard the one song, and I told you that.
And that was what? That was Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay, so if I didn't like that, you know what I mean? Why would I go back and try to listen to the rest of it?
DMX is your favorite artist. That's why one of your favorite artists. That's why I listened to the album and said let's do a review.
Did he make this album or did Swiss Beats make this album?
I'll get into that when you finish.
Exactly.
Want me to tell you or?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Well, Jay also did a review of it. He was texting me on it. I had sent him my review because I did this review Friday. I wrote my review Friday, and they said that this was it was his album, like he actually did in the studio. But I don't think so because Swiss Beats. Most of those songs. Well, I'm a go track by track for what I wrote. The first song is "That's My Dog" featuring the Locks and Swiss Beats. I put sounds like more like a Lock song, which wasn't a bad thing because DMX came at the end of it. But it seems like it was like a Lock song, and they just use a DMX vocal on it.
Right.
So I said, good song. I put a star next to that first one. The second track is Bath Salt featuring Jay-Z and Nas. I didn't like the beat, but the lyrics
didn't even bang with DMX like that, so they ain't put that together with DMX approval.
The lyrics, what they were saying was good, but I didn't really like the beat much. Third track, Dogs Out featuring Lil Wayne and Swiss Beats. I said the beat remind me of G-Dep Special Delivery. I'm like, when it first came on, I was like, damn, did they is this like a remake of Special Delivery or something? But it's not, but this what it sounds like, Special Delivery to me. I said a good verse by DMX and Wayne. The chorus was bad because Swiss Beats kept saying dogs out. That was the chorus, dogs out. And I said the third song in is too much Swiss Beats. It was way too much Swiss Beats.
Well, to me, it seems like Swiss Beats made this song without DMX, but just used like you said, parts of DMX vocals. Maybe DMX did a few things here and there, but for the most part, it seemed like somebody else put this together.
All right, you on the right track. So track 4, Money, Money, Money featuring Moneybagg Yo. I said, sounds like
DMX probably would have teamed up with him.
I said, sounds like they were rapping to a different beat. Plus, this doesn't sound like it beat DMX or rap to. So it's pretty much what you just said without even hearing. Fifth track, I said, Hold Me Down featuring Alicia Keys. It's okay. I wouldn't listen to it again, though. Skyscraper featuring track 6, Skyscrapers featuring Bono. I wasn't feeling the beat. The 7th track is Stick Up Skit featuring Cross, Infrared, and Ice Pick. It's a skit about them sticking people up. It totally didn't even belong on the album because it was stupid. It didn't add up. It didn't show up to anything. The 8th track, Hood Blues featuring Westside Gun, Benny the Butcher, and Conway the Machine. I wrote, they used the same beat that Pace One I Declare War song. So I had wrote down, so far this is the only song that I would repeat listen. I put a star next to track 8. Track 9, Take Control featuring Snoop Dogg. I wrote, for some reason, this seems like the only beat DMX was rapping to. Good laid back track. Wikipedia says the song was produced by Dewan Porter and Swiss. It feels more like the Dewan Porter than Swiss. It totally didn't sound. I don't think Swiss Beats had anything to do with that song. I think he just sounded like he put his name on it. But that was a good. I put a star next to track number 9. That was the only song that it was like he actually was rapping to. Track 10, Walking in the Rain featuring Nas, Exodus Simmons, and Dewan Porter. Exodus Simmons is DMX's son. He's just doing little kid talk.
Mm-hmm.
So I said that it was back to back Mr. Porter, so the song was good. Exodus a skit, it was just a skit. Track 12, Letter to My Son, Call Your Father, featuring Usher, Brian King Joseph. It was just okay. And track 13 is a prayer. You know how you end the song with a prayer at the end of it. So I wrote, no PK, no Dame Grease. Let's hope DMX had more songs in the vote. 4.5 out of 10. The only songs I liked was Take Control featuring Snoop Dogg, Hood Blues featuring Westside Gun, Benny Butcher, and Conway the Machine, and track 1, That's My Dog, featuring the Locks and Swizz Beatz. So that's three out of the 3 out. Well, it's the prayer is a prayer and 2 skits, so that'll be 11. So 3 out of 11 of the album. It's not a good way to go, and it was too much Swizz Beatz, too much Swizz Beatz. I always felt Swizz Beatz was overrated anyway. You know they doing the verses tonight.
Who is it?
Swizz Beatz versus Timbaland Part 2.
Oh, I did see something about the rematch.
Yeah, and I'm like, Swizz Beatz ain't even on the same plane as Timbaland. Are you kidding? Swizz Beatz ain't on, and this is a very bad way of DMX to go out. And I don't like, and that's the thing what you just mentioned. I don't like all these damn guest appearances. Every song
like
got a
DMX
damn guest appearance.
You know what I mean?
Right. I give you Nas. You know, I'm not gonna count the Locks. You know, because that's like family. So I ain't counting the Locks. Alicia Keys, the Swizz Beatz combination, I give you that. And I give you Nas rapping. But like you said, since when did DMX and Jay-Z ever pieced it out?
No, because remember Jay-Z, I mean Nas, DMX kept saying Jay-Z still owe him $1 million. Oh,
well, shit.
And then he was talking about how he put him on a burner to make his flame go out when he was hot. When Jay-Z took over Def Jam. He talking about how we're gonna do this, but then they wouldn't put his album out.
So a guy owe you $1 million. You gonna hop on a track with him?
That's what I said. I said that's some bullshit. They made that song without his approval.
Right. It was just, I just want you to hear it, because, and then some of the songs, DMX's lyrics was like sped up to match the beat. And I'm saying to myself, it ain't no way he rapped to this song. It's no way.
So they probably got a lot of stuff on DMX and they just like pieced it together to put that together.
Right. But if they wanted to do that, why wouldn't you get PK and Dame Grease? That's the one that gave DMX his sound.
I don't know.
That's the people you get, and cut it out with these damn
sound like a money grab for Swizz to me.
Right. If you want to do an album with DMX with a whole bunch of guest appearances, put Drag On there. Put people that he actually wrote. I was going to
ask you, did he have one with Drag?
Nope.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
So it wasn't a good album at all. Wasn't a good album. I was very disappointed. Very disappointed.
See, my instincts told me that. That's why I didn't listen to it.
But you were a fan, so you should have just listened to it anyway.
No.
You know?
That would be like if I'm a Roy Jones fan, I'm gonna watch him fight Mike Tyson when they both 50 years old.
You watched it, didn't you?
I did, but that don't take away from what I'm saying is I wasn't a Roy Jones fan. But if I was a big Roy Jones fan, I wouldn't have wanted to see that.
If a Redman album came out today, I would listen to it because I'm a Redman fan.
Right, that's what I agree with you that. But that's if Redman dies and somebody else make an album for him, it wouldn't be the same. Let me go see that since I'm his fan. Now, if he's around and he make an album, is one thing.
The best rap album I heard where the guy wasn't around is the last Gangstar album. If you do you stream your music or you keep an MP3?
Yeah, no, I don't stream.
Oh, so everything is MP3?
Yeah.
Well, when you get a chance, see if you can listen to the last Gangstar album. For somebody that's been dead, it almost sounds like they was in the studio together. DJ Premier did a real good job of putting that together. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. Is with Guru and DJ Premier. That's it. That's who how it's
supposed to be.
Exactly. Not having all Moneybag Yo, like you said, DMX probably wouldn't even rap the Moneybag Yo, but they're saying supposedly he did it in the studio.
Yeah, right. Just when you said Jay-Z, I'm like, hold up. Jay-Z, they never even patched their beef for me. He still owed $1 million when he died.
Mm-hmm. And Bono, how much they paid Bono to be on the damn DMX album? I don't know. Usher too. So you got a whole bunch of big artists on here. You got Jay-Z,
Those
Bono,
all favorites of Swiss Beats. That's what that was.
like an IOU type of thing.
Yeah. Swiss calling up everybody he know. Yo, I'm trying to put this thing together.
No, he should have done it way better. He could have did it way better than that. He could have
kept it with Rough Rider artists. Shit,
Yep.
call Eve back up, let her get on one joint. And like you said, drag on the locks, you know what I mean, the squad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so well, all right, y'all. You can reach us on Facebook, at Twitter at PNL Judgmentals, Instagram at _Judgmentals, or you can email us at pnljudgmentals@gmail.com. And we got a TikTok too, PNL Judgmentals. So all right, Phil.
All right. Peace out.
Hey, yo, man, it's your time. And fuck poverty. Get this money, man. Fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you're mad at me just by how your face look. You can check the status on my level, not my Facebook. Comments on my photos, that's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associates, so I be on my dolo. Hold up, whoa, hold the phone. You think all I do is rap? I can do it on my own. That's why I produce the track. Don't wonder where my crew is at.